Hey guys, welcome back. Our next in the video series is first-time homebuyers and down payment assistance. I figured this would be the first in the video series because at this moment in time is probably one of the best times that we've ever seen to purchase a home. Interest rates are as low as they've ever been, right around 3.5% on a 30-year loan. But the best thing is not only are the interest rates so definitely low, we also have an abundance of down payment assistance programs that are available out there as well. Down payment assistance is going to help you with not only the down payment, but also with closing costs, and sometimes will actually help you with part of the principal of the loan that you take out. First, we'll talk about the first-time home buyer. Usually whenever I talk to people, especially about their credit and different things like that, most people actually think that their credit is a lot worse than it actually is once we go ahead and pull it. I have people who have said, oh, I have very bad credit, and then finally whenever we go and pull it, realize that they have excellent credit. They just didn't realize it and can definitely qualify to buy a house. Credit score is going to need to be a minimum of 620. In some cases can even be lower than that. A lot of times if people haven't pulled their credit or don't know their credit situation, I like to ask them two different questions. The first question is, on a scale of 1 to 10, how do you feel that your credit situation is? If you can answer that at 6 or better, that's good. What I also ask them next is, in the last 12 months, have you had any late pays? As far as any credit card late pays, car payment late pays. If you can answer yes to both of those questions, you're in a pretty good position and probably can qualify to buy a house. The reason that I would mention that is if you've never purchased a house before and are currently renting, let's say, a house that can be purchased for $90,000 right now is bringing a payment of about $600 a month, and that's taxes and insurance included. So if you're sitting here and thinking, well, you know, my credit situation is maybe not as bad as I thought, and the good thing, like I say, is once you can qualify for the loan itself, there's an abundance of down payment assistance out there to help you with not only the down payment, but once again, with a portion of the closing cost. Now, usually these programs are, of course, going to be geared towards a lower income. Usually the median income, you've got to be at least 80% of what the average family is making. So if you're a household of 2 or 3 or 4 or 5, you're going to need to be making 80% of what the average family is making. So let's say if the average family of 2 is making $30,000 a year, you would be able to make up to $24,000 a year to qualify for down payment assistance. Now, what they do is they will give you 6% up to $6,000 for down payment assistance if you qualify. Now, there are some other stipulations, of course, that will warrant whether you do or do not qualify for the program, but if you do, there are, of course, some other stipulations, such as the certain amount of time that you have to live in the house. Most of these down payment assistance programs are going to require that you live in the house for at least 5 years. Now, if you don't live in the house for that amount of time, you will be required to pay a portion of that down payment assistance back, but it definitely is a good option for those people who feel that they will be in the house for at least 5 years. There are different down payment assistance programs out there The first two I'll touch on are actually just going to be in the Oklahoma City area. Is going to be Neighborhood Housing Services as well as the Community Action Agency. They do not have funds available as of right now, but they do get funds at any given time. We just don't know when that's going to come back, and they're funded by the federal government, so you never know when those funds are going to be available again. But there is an OFA bond program that has money now that you can qualify for, and it is again 6% up to $6,000. Now this is one that you will have to live in the house for 5 years, and if you don't live in the house for 5 years, you'll have to pay a portion of whatever it is back to the OFA bond program. So let's say that you got the $6,000. Well, every 5 years it's going to be what, $1,200, $1,500. So if you lived in it for 2 years, then you would just have to do the percentage of how much was left over, and you would have to pay the additional 3 years back to the OFA program. But it does allow for first-time home buyers to get into their first house with very little out-of-pocket expense. Great programs out there. Just wanted to give you guys a little heads up on what was available. If you have any additional questions, go to my website, realestategroupokc.com. There'll be 2 tabs, buyer or seller, in the column. Go ahead and click whichever one you are. It'll give you a prompt for name, email address, phone number. Somebody from my office will get back with you as soon as we possibly can. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Give me some feedback on some posts on Facebook on whether or not you did enjoy the video. We appreciate your time, and enjoy the rest of your week.